Oh, bukan 10. 100 megabyte per second. Keren, bro. Kalian bisa pakai yang 1080. Dan kalau PGA lu mendukung, karena jujur aja buat jalanin OBS ini VGA itu VGA dan RAM, terutama VGA dan RAM itu dikuras kinerjanya, dikuras terus. Dan aku kalau main game saat live stream itu pasti ada frame rate dropnya, itu pasti, karena itu berat. Ini filter bilinear aja, FPS nih yang paling penting. Kalau kecilin aja threshold, oke okay? Skin switcher itu tidak usah. Oke okay, sudah segitu. Lalu setelah setting-setting semua selesai, kalian masuk nih ke apa yang mau kalian tangkap di OBS kalian, apa yang mau kalian streamkan di YouTube kalian itu. Kalau kalian main game, oke, okay, kalian pakai game capture. Oke, okay, game capture. Oke. Okay. Terus di sini akan keluar pilihan-pilihan ini. Nah, biasanya game Steam itu pasti ada game capture.
What's going on, guys? Improving his recording quality. So I hit him up. I helped him. If you're one of those, open up OBS Studio. If you're not already using Studio, please update. I mean it. I know some of you guys are over there. Make the change. But we're going to be starting off so I can show you settings. And if yours is all white and hard on the eyes and you want to switch it to the dark theme, that's the first thing I did as soon as I installed it. Go ahead and do that. But we're going to go to output. That's where we're going to be messing with the majority of things here. We're going to go to output. Make sure you put yourself in advanced. All right, the first thing that we're going to see is audio track. The really cool thing about OBS Studio is that it has multiple audio tracks that you can select for both streaming and recording, and you can separate your audio that way. So you can have music, notifications, your mic, whatever, you can have muted on your recordings or muted on your streaming. Depends on which way you're trying to go with that. So for me, I play a lot of music on my stream, so I prefer to have my music not show up on my recordings or my notifications. All that stuff is just completely gone. So for encoder, we're going to go with X264. Never get off of that. Go ahead and click Enforce Streaming Service Encoding Settings. Rescale Output. This is very important. I want you to listen. Do not stream on Twitch in 1080p. As much as somebody's going to tell you that 1080p looks better, it does not look better on Twitch. Because, let me tell you, because there are certain bit rates that you need.
Tes 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 tes. Bitrate pira, bos.
in order to keep up with your resolution and to keep up with your frame rate. So if we're doing like 1080p 60 or even 1080p 30, it just will not look good at the 3500 max bitrate that Twitch allows. If you're streaming somewhere like YouTube where, you know, they allow upwards of 10,000 bitrate, then, you know, you can experiment with 1080p 30 or 1080p 60, but just understand the higher the resolution and frame rate, the higher your bitrate needs to be. So at a cap of 3500, 720p 30 is going to look best. 720p 60 is going to look more fluid, but it's going to look a little bit more pixelated. You can decide if you're going to use a custom buffer size or not. I guess it depends on how stable your internet is. I don't currently use one. Keyframe interval is going to be 2. We're going to go ahead and use a CBR. CPU preset. Okay, so this is graphics card in there, and I don't touch it. So any little bit of help I can get, I use it. So let's go ahead and hop over to recording. We're going to leave it on standard. Set yourself a recording path that is not an SSD, just somewhere with extra file space. All right, with recording format, I usually go with MP4. You can select whatever you want. FLV is more reliable because if it crashes midway through, you can still save it. But MP4 is nice. You don't have to worry about conversions and stuff like that. And I don't really have too many issues with crashing. Back to what I was saying about audio tracks. You can select as many audio tracks as you want if you set those up through the audio tab. All right, and down here with rescale output, you're going to put that on whatever your native res. Go ahead and mess with that and figure out what's good for you. The CPU preset doesn't matter as much as it did on the streaming tab. Ultra fast is what I use, which is just the fastest. Profile, high, and then again, I have my 264 options on OpenCL. I have dedicated encoding PC, so my settings are probably a little bit higher than what yours can be, but I hope that I was able to help. I know a lot of people just mess around with solely bitrate, and there's so much more than that. So I hope that you were able to learn something from this. If you did, feel free to leave a thumbs up. And I want to say thank you guys so very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Maz here, and welcome back to another video. So I want to start off by apologizing for not uploading for so long. I can make an update video on that if any of you guys would like. But anyways, for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys the best OBS recording settings for 2018, whether that's for PUBG, Minecraft, CSGO, or really anything on your screen. These settings will get you H to mine. So now that we have OBS open, the first thing that I want to do is rename the default scene to like something like screen recording, just so it's easier for me to categorize. This is going to be a basic OBS guide, but in case you do need different settings for different reasons, scenes can be incredibly useful. You can have one for like a normal desktop recording, one for playing games with the face cam, and a bunch of other things. But anyways, I'm just going to rename this one to screen recording by right clicking it, hit rename, and then I can just type in a new name. So once you type in a new name and hit enter, you should be good to go. Now if I actually want to record my screen, all I have to do is click the plus button right here under the sources box when I'm selected on this scene or the current scene that I want to actually edit. From there I just have to go to display capture, click OK right here, and then from here I can pick my monitor in case I do have more than one monitor, which in my situation I do. There's a pretty good chance that most of you guys only have one showing up right here, so that should be good to go. So make sure you're selected on that, and if you have this selected, then that means that whoever's watching your video will be able to see like the little cursor or the mouse on your screen. So I do like to keep that checked, and then I hit OK, and as you guys can see, we will have like an Inception style thing on our screen. So anyways, it does look pretty trippy at times if you do move it around or something like that, but I think it looks pretty cool too. But anyways, back to the video. So of course I did pick display capture for my source because I want to record my screen, but feel free to click the plus button and do like a game capture or like a video capture to use your webcam or really anything else on here. And one thing I do want to say is sometimes if you use game capture and you're recording like a Steam game or something, there's a pretty good chance that like your screen might just come out black in the final recording. So if that's the case, then just stop using game capture and only use display capture. It basically does the same thing and there's almost never any errors with it, so that's why I like using it. But anyways, from here let's head over to the settings. So go here, click settings, and you should be good to go. So the first tab that you're going to be put into is going to be the general tab, and from here you can basically just change your theme if you'd like to, but I'm going to leave mine on default. However, the dark one does look pretty cool, but just for the video purposes I'm just going to leave mine on default. From there we can move on to output, and yeah, we're going to be skipping the stream tab, but if you guys do want me to make a video on that, then please let me know in the comment section below and I can make a best OBS streaming guide for 2018. But anyways, once we're here, what you want to do is change the output mode from simple to advanced, and then head over to the recording tab. So this is where we're going to get into the good stuff. So go ahead and leave your type on standard. You don't have to change anything over there, but what we do want to do is change our recording path. So this is going to be a really important part of this video, so be sure to pay attention. So I like to save my recordings to my secondary hard drive so it doesn't clutter up space on my main one, but for the purpose of this video I'm just going to go ahead and click browse right here, and I'm just going to go to my desktop and create a new folder, and I'm not even going to give it a name. I'm just going to make a new folder. Actually sure, I'll just name it videos. So now that I named it videos, I just have to hit enter, then I'm going to double click on the folder, and then from there just hit select folder. So as you you guys can see, a new folder has been made on my desktop called videos, and it is a blank folder, there's nothing inside of it, but basically setting this path means that every video we record on OBS is going to get saved to this folder in case you want to watch it back later or upload it to YouTube or maybe even edit it. So of course I do have it on my desktop just for the tutorial, but ideally you would probably put it on like a videos folder in your documents or something like that. The next thing, which is incredibly important, is to change your recording format to MP4 from FLV, unless you do know what you're doing and think you might need something else. But for the common person, MP4 will get the job done each time. And moving on from that, I personally keep my audio track at 1. I don't feel that I need to do anything more with that, but play around with it if you think you need it, otherwise you should be fine with 1. Moving on to the encoder, another important part, if you do have an NVIDIA graphics card in your computer like a GTX 960, a 1070, or really anything like that, go ahead and pick the NVIDIA encoder H.264 option. You can also use the X.264 option, but for this video I'm going to be using the NVIDIA encoder. And on the chance that you do have an AMD graphics card instead of an NVIDIA one, then you should have an option in this list that says something like AMD or Radeon or something like that, so just go ahead and pick that yourself. But realistically speaking, it should automatically pop up no matter what you have in your PC, just because your PC will automatically recognize it. So I went ahead and picked my NVIDIA encoder H.264. For the rescale output, I do like to leave mine unchecked because I don't mess with that, but this is really helpful in case you record in 1080p but you want your video to come out in like 720p or vice versa. It's basically just upscaling and downscaling, so it's not too important for this video. We can also leave whatever this thing is blank, we don't have to mess with that. But for the rate control, I do like to use CBR, so make sure you change yours to CBR as well. And CBR actually stands for constant bitrate, and you use this to determine the quality of your videos and how crispy you want them to be. So what I like to do is I change mine from the default 2500 to 40,000, and the reason I do that is because it gives me